All right, now I want to highlight some of the updates and the renovations we're doing here on the property. So behind me, you can see we have some new bins that we installed last year. And I've done a few videos showing the benefits of having bins on site and making sure that your guys, or our guys, can get all their materials right away in the morning. So here we store our 5 most used materials. We have our river rock. For the winter, we have salt, which is what they're cleaning out of the truck right now. We have our brown mulch. Brown mulch we do a bunch of. We have multiple hundreds of yards that we install every spring. Then we have our class 5 and 3/8 inch clear. These are the type of materials that we use for our walls and patios. We prefer to stick with an open grade base. And so we stick with those materials here on site. So if we just need 1, 2, 5, or 8 yards, we can just pick that up right away. If we need an entire truckload, we'll order that straight from the quarry. In addition to some of the other inventory that I just highlighted here, we also have a pile of boulders. And this again plays into why do we have a bunch of rocks sitting here? And the answer is, well, when we need 1 or 2 rocks, we don't want to have to go to the shop or go to Gerton's or one of our suppliers to pick up just 1 rock, 2 rocks, maybe even 5 rocks. When we do larger projects, we'll have that stuff directly delivered to site. But this really helps us be efficient with those morning dispatch times, have them just pick stuff up right away, or even in the evening, they'll just load everything up and then they'll be out in the afternoon. And this is the part I'm most excited about. So behind me right here, we have our new parking spots and the client experience area. So as a client comes into the property, we have our sales office here right behind me, as well as some brand new parking spots. These parking spots are meant to show the client what different patterns and colors and options that they have for their patio, walls, outdoor kitchen spaces, etc. And so behind me right now it's all dirt. We have a new septic system going in over there, but all of this is going to be landscaped. We're going to have trees bordering these parking spots, so as clients come in, they don't have to look at all the operations going on behind the scenes, but rather they're coming in and experiencing a totally different experience than the operational side of the business. So over here, we're going to be installing a bunch of arborvitaes that are going to block that view. We're going to have a beautiful new gate to separate the client experience from the back-end operations. And then here are each one of the parking spots where we have a different pattern of pavers so the clients can see what's possible. We found that is extremely important. People are visual buyers, and so the more visuals that we can provide them conveniently really helps us sell jobs and provide that top tier experience for them. And behind me here, right next to our sales office, a part of that client experience as they come into our shop, we're going to be building out an entire outdoor kitchen. This outdoor kitchen will include pillars, pergolas, lighting, outdoor sound, as well as fire features, a pizza oven, among many other features. So we'll highlight that here once it starts going in, and you'll probably see that in a follow-up video. Basically, this area is again to show our clients what's possible, what different colors that they can choose from, as well as different styles. So that is the real purpose of creating this client experience. Coming down here to the construction area, some of the improvements we've made in the last few years are the boulder wall we have right beside us. Controlling drainage here. Drainage on this property has been quite the challenge over the last few years. And so we've had to do a lot. As you can see, it's very muddy right now. And so we're prepping this to get paved so all of our trucks stay nice and clean. And if you come down here with me, this is where we park all of our construction trailers. So right now we're actually getting rid of some things, getting some new trailers and equipment. And so behind me, you'll see one of our dump trailers. We have a brand new tilt trailer, as well as some of our equipment that we'll be getting rid of, exchanging for new stuff. So down here is where our construction division is. We'll have up to 4, sometimes even 5 trucks parked next to each other. Every morning, our trucks immediately, they load up everything that they need for the day, and then they head out for the day. Back here, we're in what we call the graveyard. The graveyard here is essentially all of our pavers and other miscellaneous materials that we have too much to throw away of, but enough to keep around and we may need on a project in the future. As you can see around me, we have pavers, natural stone steps, wall block, you name it, it's back here. So we try to keep this stuff clean. If we don't use stuff for more than a year, we'll end up getting rid of it. But back here, you can see this is about 2 years worth of stuff all stacked up. A lot of natural stone that can be reused, resold onto new projects. Right here, we're going to be walking into our construction division area of our shop. So at our shop here, as you know, we have the maintenance side, we have the construction side, and then we have an irrigation division as well. So come on inside and take a look. In here, this is our original shop space. So from 2018 to 2022, the only thing that we had here was this space, as well as a little office that is on here as well. So walking through here, a few of the things that we've done over the years, and things have changed a lot, is having these lockers for our crews. Now, even one update that we're going to be making this year is taking these lockers and actually having the guys have their own trailers. So every crew will come in, and instead of having to grab anything out of their locker, they'll come in, everything will be in their trailer, including a dingo, any machineries, compactors, shovels, rakes, you name it, so they can cook food on site, they can have all of their tools, and then that will open up this space much more. As you can see, we have our salt truck in here. We don't want the salt to get wet. As we move through here though, this is the remnants of our home show stuff that we'll be basically reorganizing and using for the home shows here during the spring season, and then we'll stow this stuff away. Come on in to our original office. So for 5 years, while we were at this location, this was our original office. Now this is number 5. This is version number 5 and has become the crew room. So this is where our crew comes in. They have a chance to collaborate with each other, hang out in the mornings, but we really try to get our guys in and out of here. So there's really not a whole lot of time spent in here, but this is the latest iteration, and this will be getting an update and a revamp, especially with this LNG Hardigan merger. And up here, we're coming up to our office space. So this space here, we built out in 2023. When we first bought this property, we had operated out of here for almost 5 years before we actually purchased the property. And this entire area you can see behind me here was all filled with car parts and was just plain plywood and the original building, which was built in the early 1900s. So when we bought the building, we decided to do a full renovations. So up here we have 3 different office spaces where our director of finance, the person who answers our phones, as well as Ron in our irrigation department, have an office. And my office is right behind us. Out here we have our conference table where we hold company meetings. The company meetings here, we have every single week where our entire leadership team gets together, and the most important thing there is the communication between our teams. So talking about where LNG Hardigan is going, as well as the day-to-day operations of project updates, team meetings, and sales teams meeting with operations. And then over here, we just had a quick company party, but we have a small kitchenette for everyone to enjoy during the day as well. One of the other unique parts of this property is that it came with a bunch of buildings on it. The original home here was built in 1890, and this other building over here was built in 1910. So a lot of history to this property. It was an old Amish farm, which is why you see so many buildings. This building right behind me is where we store all of our mowers and small equipment in the winter, making sure everything is covered, keeping the equipment nice and out of the weather. Coming up here to our next building is where we store all of our compressors for our irrigation division and blowouts. So in here, we have a bunch of irrigation parts that we can't fit in our other garage. And so we have our compressors in here that when we bought the irrigation company, we got a bunch of those with them, and we're going to be adding some more to the fleet this year as well. As we make it to our last shed here, I want to highlight the other important thing is having inventory on our sites. So again, just like our inventory over there for our hardscapes and our landscaping division, if you come on in here, this is our irrigation shed that has all of our inventory in it. So we have a bunch of inventory here, so when we go out on jobs, installs, you name it, we have everything ready to pick up right here. This is what we restock for our crews, so instead of them having to go to the supplier every single day or every time they need a special part, we make sure to do a bulk order and have everything here on site ready for them. Here is the mechanic shed that we've built out over the last 1 year. When we hired our new operations manager, Mike, he did an amazing job at building our new shop out. So we took a bunch of our expenses, and instead of paying a mechanic to do some of the basics, we're now doing some of those things in-house. Inside is where all the magic happens, and where we save the most amount of money for our business is not paying other people to do things that we could do in-house. Now, most of the major mechanical and those big items definitely go to the mechanic. So any engine work, transmission work, stuff like that. But simple things like damaged bumpers, easy body work, trailers. We just redid both of our trailers in here. So instead of buying new trailers, we completely ground everything down, was able to do everything in-house here. So this has all been built out over the last year, and I'd be lying if I said I knew what everything was. But here we have some new bumpers that we put on our trucks. Nice beautiful oil stain here from doing an oil change. In addition to getting everything organized for our crews and our mechanic so that everything can be repaired nice and efficiently. So over the last 12 months, we've purchased a lot of equipment to be put in here, and we'll be doing a shop extension over here to my left to add a new wash bay to also bring all of that in-house on site so our trucks stay nice and clean 24/7. Behind me is the final part of the shop tour where we have all of our oils and materials and additional inventory, so when something breaks, we have plenty of it to go around. We carry everything here in-house, and we keep all of our equipment the same brand and same type so that when one thing breaks on one machine or another machine, it's the same part. That's the most important part about our shop operations, is that we have one part that fits all of our machines. All of our blowers are the same, all of our trucks are the same, dingos, skids, you name it. All of that, as we make this transition, will be the same brand. So it'll make our shop operations so much easier, cleaner, and more efficient, just like an airline.
Welcome to the north shop of LNG. We're gonna take you over to our winter side. This is where our inter operations runs out of. In the summer, it's all just cold storage. We got snow raiders, we got salt spreaders, we got dingo plows. Not many people have those. We have Steiner plows, we have salt spreaders, push behinds. We got 8-2 plows, 7-2 plows, and 9-2 plows, and snow blowers. Always have extra shovels, bags of salt, everything we need to run our operations smoothly and efficiently in the winter. Welcome to our landscape side of things, here with a custom wrapped TX1000 turbo diesel dingo, brand new. These things are badass. Here's actually a few more of our snow raiders. I do want to touch on these because we actually got a box plow on this one with your salt spreader and a brine sprayer setup. These things are the best. Sidewalks, spreading salt, pre-brine before our snowstorms. And we got a ton of new stuff through here. Another PTO blower. We got a rototiller, universal skid. We got a skid claw attachment. We got actually stand-on blowers, which are new. And we have the big stand-on blower over there. More claws, hydro bucket. Shout out CMP Attachments, they're the best, check them out. Toro push brooms, and our brand new brine setup and brine tanks. Each have 1,100 gallons of storage in them. There's our brine spreader that goes in the back of our pickup or dump chassis body setup. Over here we got more dingo claws, compactors. Then as we start the season here, it's gonna be a lot more consumables such as drain tile, edging, preen, and all the works. But yeah, this is our landscape side of things. Check it out. Here is one of our 18 GMC 3500s. As we know, we got our Thunder Gray. That's our color, that's an LNG color, by the way. All of our trucks are protected by one-step GPS. Shout out the best. Buying all these assets, we need to make sure everything's being taken care of. Pre-inspection, post-inspection checklists, the whole works. Here's one of our skids. We've actually been loving the Wacker Newson wheeled skids. This is the SW21 here. Big part in our snow operation. Here are two more of our track skids. This is the big boy, the biggest Wacker skid you can get, the ST45. And here's a T66 behind us with the infamous American badge LNG logo. I believe now we have about 17 skids in our operation. We have a variation between track and wheeled skids. This is one of our infamous sidewalk Steiners. You can put really any attachment on this thing. Broom, blower, mower, anything you want. You can even tow with this little thing. This is one of my favorite machines that we have, respectfully. I'm standing on one of our 4 big blue Betsy LL 8100 LS tractors. These are the best. I slept on these. I originally thought front loaders were the way, but these tractors, man, they're badass. PTO blower in the back, big box blade or wing blade in the front. We got some more box blades here. Here are 2 more of these big Betsy Blues. We got another one over there. Yeah, a lot of snow stuff, as you can see. Once again, another beauty here. Caterpillar 239 with the infamous LNG wrap. Another track machine. We love these. We still use all our machines in the winter as we do in the summer. This is one of our landscape trailers. This is specifically a hardscape trailer. It's pretty much a mobile workshop, as we call it. The larger one over here is more for our softscapes. The gate can actually handle a dingo, so we can park our dingo inside our enclosed trailers. But yeah, here's 2 of them right now. Welcome to the LNG farm. We keep our Sani mid-size excavator here. Stay tuned for our CMP Hydro Grapple. Only the best. Sani right here. Pretty much a Japanese cat. And our Bobcat mini tractor. This thing's very useful, mostly for you do PTO mower on the back, bucket on the front. Very functional. We got 2 72-inch brush mowers right here. That's gonna be a new service we're offering this year. Very excited, stay tuned for that as well. Here we got one of my favorite loaders, the SDLG. This thing is the best. Very functional for snow, and in the summer we use it for loading trucks and a plethora of other things. We have about 15 trailers now at LNG, about 5 dumps, 5 tilts, and mixture of 5 enclosed trailers now. This is the infamous trailer because this was LNG's very, very first trailer, a 5x10 dump trailer, and it is still put to use. Look at that thing, mint.